Hi, I'm Chardonnay Macias, English Language Arts teacher here at Seaside High School, and this is your MPUSD Minute. Black History Month brings an immersive experience for everyone at Seaside High School, focusing on Black joy. This all-day event provided an intentional space to honor and celebrate what Black joy means to Seaside students, staff, and the community. Local Black-owned businesses and community organizations participated in the event. Community meetings with students at our middle and high schools are happening right now. We're asking students to tell us how they want to see state funding used next school year. It's all part of our local control accountability plan. We're also hearing from parents, community leaders, and staff. The final plan will be presented to the Board of Education in June. Third grade students at the Dual Language Academy of the Monterey Peninsula got a chance to show off their dance skills at a concert this week. Parents and other classmates were able to enjoy the performance on a live stream through MPUSD TV. This is your MPUSD Minute.
But don't do no damn wheel. I can dig rapping. I'm ready. I can dig snapping. Can't dig backstabbing.
Hey, can I get that?
Yeah, show me that.
Yeah.
Spartans, can you hear me? Oh, we gotta do better than that. Spartans, can you hear me? I'm gonna give you another chance to try. Spartans, can you hear me? These two can. It's okay. Good afternoon, Spartans, and welcome to our first ever Seaside High Black Joy event. Right now, you're walking through with vendors that are going to get explained to you in just a little while, but first, we want to talk a little bit about why we're having this Black Joy event. We believe that it is important for an intentional space to be made to honor, celebrate, and center Black joy. In an ideal world, this will be consistently present in classrooms and in the curriculum. But in an effort to make changes big and small, we want to start here and do what we can. This experience is intended to serve as an opportunity to hold and create space and to understand and consider what Black joy means personally to our students, our staff, and our community. The first person that we're going to have up to kind of kick us off today is, where's her name? I want to say it, make sure I say it right. Nina Faumina Eze. Can you guys give a big round of applause for Nina as she comes up here to do the national anthem? You can clap louder than that. Give her a big round of applause. You can clap louder than that. Vendors, if you wouldn't mind pausing for a moment while we do the national anthem, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing our song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing our song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Hold on. Come with me right here. We're going to show you how this Black joy works. Stand right there.
Yes.
Stand right there in the middle, right there.
Yes.
We want her to feel it.
Yes.
One more time, a big round of applause for Nina. That's what Black joy is. You guys having a good time so far? We're just getting started. We barely started. Right over on my left, your right by the young lady that's sitting by the pool, is a list of our vendors. Put your hand up and where's she at? Young lady, point to that list right there next to you. Yes, that is the list of vendors and Black-owned businesses that we are supporting today. So make sure that you go by, not only buy things, but meet the people that are the vendors, meet the people that are making things happen in your community, and make sure that you get a chance to ask them about their business, ask them about community leadership. This is the foundation of Black joy. We want to make sure that we continue that Black joy beyond February and into what I like to think of as Black future. So we're going to give you about 5 minutes to look around at the vendors and everything, and then after that, we'll have our first speaker, Nathaniel Sawyer. So enjoy the vendors. We'll be right back. Sometimes when you're doing a show that's live, stuff happens. But it doesn't take away from the Black joy that we're experiencing today at Seaside High School. Spartans, you should all give yourselves a round of applause for doing such a magnificent thing this February. You can give yourselves a round of applause. Cheer for yourself. There you go.
With my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head.
Where you at, Seaside?
Just in case I had to run.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
I do what I can when I can for my people.
Where my world revolutionaries at?
While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones.
Where my kings and queens at? Put your fists up. Adonai Raza, come on.
Early in the morning, before the sun begins to shine, we're gonna start moving towards that separating line.
This all day, I'm marched. I'm protesting. I'm advocating.
I'm waiting through the wires. You know I got a made up mind.
I'm standing like this all day.
And I don't mind if I lose any blood on the way to salvation. And I'll fight with the strength that I got until I die. So I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. And I know what's around the bend might be hard to face 'cause
Good afternoon, Seaside. Where you at? I say good afternoon. I know you're louder than that. Come on. The theme for today is Black Joy. As an activist, I have spent a lot of time and energy focusing on the injustices, pain, and generational trauma that has existed and continues to persist in our society. I have done this very purposefully because it is hard to find and focus on joy when you are surrounded by danger and trauma. However, Black joy is the end goal, and Black hope is the path. I want to tell you a little of my personal story, and then I want to encourage you to utilize joy and hope as weapons to protect you and to serve you as you find your own path in this world. Now, I am studying for my doctorate. I am studying to be a clinical psychologist. I have visited several countries and have lived in 2. I am fully educated, receiving my bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Southwest Baptist University in Bolivar, Missouri, and later attending one of the best universities for international studies to receive my master's right here in Monterey County at Middlebury Institute. I have worked in criminal justice and supporting foster youth and preventing human trafficking. I have organized protests and rallies, many of which you or your family members have been attended to. I have advocated for communities of color to city governments and to state representatives, talking with senators and congressmen to support in combating
the injustices in communities of color face on a daily basis. I've published articles and done speaking engagements. And now I'm studying to be a psychologist so that I can support individual people in healing from personal and generational trauma so that they can go on to reach their full potential. But this is not the way my story was originally written. My story started long before I achieved any of those things. In the 1700s, my great-great-great-grandfather was brought to the Carolinas on a slave ship from Africa. His name and story is lost to my family because whites in that time didn't keep good records on the people they considered to be their property. But my great-great-grandfather did have something that he passed on, something that carried on through generations to me: hope. Hope is the first great weapon to fight against trauma and he gave Abraham hope, my great-great-grandfather. And Abraham used that hope to do things. He set up a life for his family outside of the Carolinas, and in 1865 he was among the first black men to register to vote, and he used that hope to stand up for the civil rights in a time where it was very dangerous for him to do so. Abraham also had a son, my great-grandfather, Albert. Now, Abraham also raised Albert to know the great weapon of hope, hope to build a life through his disability. Albert used that hope to develop his creativity and is known for having a lot of community. In part of his community, I'm from Alabama now, so I have to watch my Alabama Southern. There you go. Abraham also raised Albert to know the great weapon of hope. And when Albert had a tree fall on his legs, Albert used that hope to build life through his disability. Albert used that hope to develop his creativity and is known for having a lot of creativity ways of getting around and being a part of his community, including his trusty mule and wagon and creating. I need some glasses, getting old there, ain't I? Shoes out of tires so he could still walk around. Albert, he had a daughter that he called Alberta after himself. Used her hope to overcome a drug problem and build a marriage that lasted decades. Alberta used her hope and poured it into love for her family, especially her youngest daughter, Willie, who is my mama. And Willie, she didn't know it, but she needed that hope the most of all, because when she was pregnant with me, my dad was killed in a car accident, and shortly after that, both my grandpa and my grandma. Alberta was gone too, and Willie used that hope that was passed down from generation to generation, all from Africa to a little town in Alabama. And she used it to survive domestic violence, racism, and poverty. And she used it to raise me. And she gave me that hope so that when I was a kid living with holes in the walls and mice in the house, I would know to use that hope to build something better for my family and my community. You see, Black hope is an incredibly powerful thing. It allows us to overcome the most painful of circumstances and despite them to achieve great things. However, this tool alone cannot put us in the future that we want to see, because there is a powerful tool that was robbed from my great-great-great-grandfather, and that was robbed from many of us: Black joy. Joy is so easily taken from us when we suffer trauma or injustice or separation, but joy is the strongest tool of them all. To me, joy is the ability to be content in my body and in my space. It is the confidence that I not only have achieved good things, but that I deserve them. Joy is the freedom to laugh, to dance, to play an instrument or sport. It is the freedom to be just who you are, not because of your experience, and not despite your experience, but to be that just because it is who you are. Joy is the ability to dream. Black communities have always used our tool of hope, but sometimes we forget to use our joy. At one time, joy was used against us, used to tell us that we were happy with the way things were. And through that, our joy was robbed of us. Our people were robbed of such. My great-great-great-grandfather was robbed of his name and his freedom. My great-great-grandfather Abraham recovered his name and his vote. My great-great-grandfather Albert recovered his creativity. My grandmother Alberta recovered his right to be sober and have a healthy family. My mother recovered his right to grieve and his right to heal. And I recovered his right to education and his right to speak against injustice. You are the generation that is reclaiming his right to joy. And once you do, it will never be taken from us again. So, I leave you with this, that joy is the tool we really rely on in the future. Joy does not mean that things do not need to change, but it's the confidence that we deserve to change and can achieve change. That joy is your tool. Every time you laugh, every time you create, every time you build a new skill, achieve an academic goal, participate in a football or basketball game, every time you spend time with your family, every time you make a friend that doesn't look like you, every time you try a new food, go to a new place, or get a new job, every time you stand up for yourself or someone else, every time you feel joy, you are creating the future that your ancestors wanted for you. Joy is an act of resistance. I Too by Langston Hughes. I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow, I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody will dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am American. Thank you.
No. Don't go nowhere just yet. Don't go nowhere just yet. Stand right there. Stand right there.
Hallelujah.
Because I want everybody to see him, because this is Black history in motion.
Yes.
One big round of applause for my very good friend and activist, Nathaniel Sawyer. Anytime, every time, boy.
Amen.
You guys ready for more?
Yes.
I can't hear you guys ready for more?
Yes.
Okay. Next up, we're gonna have Tobias Young. He's gonna do a couple of tracks for us. Where'd he go? Tobias? There he is. Tobias is gonna come up and do a couple of original songs for us. He's on his way up right now. We'll make sure everybody that comes up on this stage receives the love and joy that they should. So a gigantic round of applause for Tobias Young. While we're waiting to get set, I hope everyone's had an opportunity to check out our vendor alley that we've set up right behind our stage. In between our speakers, make sure that you check out the businesses that we are exhibiting today. It's very important for Black joy and Black economic mobility.
Hallelujah.
One more big round of applause for Tobias Young.
What's up?
Trying so hard, but I know you can't save me. So come through, I need you, and I can't afford to lose you again. No, you can't let me, baby. You been trying so hard, but I know you can't save me. You changed me just so you can play me. Don't fuck with you no more, that you cannot blame me. Let's grind on that. Grind on that day, man, young nigga lose all of his pain. What we gon' do? You barely keep control. Catch about me, get the feel of me, the real of me. You're my indicator, baby, but I need to see her. Your love is my high, but I need to see her. I'm sorry, Sativa, but I cannot leave her. Got my hand in your car when I'm speeding. I don't care about her, I ain't leaving. I know you want me, that's a fact, but I'm sorry I'm taking you back. You know I'm to the back. Fuck I look like if I'm covering your ass. Baby, you know I'ma go in. Baby, you know I'm going. If you look at my wrist, it's frozen. If you look at my neck, it's snowing. I know you can't love me, baby. You be trying so hard, but I know you can't save me. I never think you would betray me. But I guess you weren't who I thought you'd be. Can I switch it up for a second? I just wanna count my blessings. So can I just ask you a question? Does it feel like we weren't in stretches? Don't wanna lose you. Don't know what to do. I can't lose you. I feel like a fool. You don't love me, baby. Don't know how many times I said that you can't save me. Tryna put it all on me, bitch, try to blame me. But that's my baby, been missing you daily. But you crying on me, crying on me, baby. You nigga eyes on my toes. Never keep control. Catch a vibe, you feel me, feel the beat.
Y'all might know this song. I don't know. Y'all might know this song. Y'all know this?
Yeah, beautiful girl. Give you all the time in the world. I can't find another girl trying to give you the world. Gotta do it myself. I just been calling, so pick up the phone. I can't leave you alone. I found my way to you, now you're my new home. I know I can't do it all alone. I know I can paint the show. Ooh, should've known not to fall with you. Take the L you do, don't know what to do. I should've known that it's always been you. Fast car, racing, bullets hard faceless. Gotta learn to always love myself cause I've been chasing. Gotta do better all this time that I've been wasting. For the times they said I just wouldn't make it. Beautiful girl, give you all the time in the world. I can't find another girl trying to give you the world. Gotta do it myself. Can you come better my head? You're so pretty, baby. Light up this whole city, baby. I'ma treat you right like do you know you fucking with me, baby. Please don't change me. And I promise I'll be the same me. Yeah, sometimes I don't think that I deserve this. And yes, I'm talking about your love, it gives me purpose. You know they call my phone, but it ain't no service. But you really got to me, yeah, bet you earned it. Beautiful girl, give you all the diamonds cold. I can't find another girl trying to give you the world. Gotta do it myself when I'm alone. Can you come better my health?
By the way, this song right here is out today, so you can go find it. It's called Never Scared. It's out everywhere.
I'm sorry, but if you feel away, just call me. Normally, I don't really care, you were never there. Didn't want to get committed to you, I was never scared up, just so I could smoke my pain away. But I noticed it don't change a thing. I just wanted to move on to the finer things. But you always just be tripping off the minor things. That's stress, put it in the gym, my baby finna roll that. I had a long day, when I get home, we can blow that. I'm that nigga, and you know that. Burning slow, moving slow, nigga, this that slow gas. Still talking ass nigga, you ain't really real. Fuck with me again and I'ma show you how that feel. I'm my real ones, yeah. I've been with these niggas still. You fucking with my niggas, I'll be clutching on that still. I've been going through some pain, can you pray for me? If not, I understand. If I was you, I would be hating me. Don't fuck with me, can you tell me why you chasing me? It's cause you mad at my girls, you ain't dating me. This gas got me lagging, moving like I got latency. Taking care of you, but make sure I do it carefully. How you gonna tell these other niggas you don't care for me? Listen, baby, please don't leave, I need you dead. 42 got me floating, ain't gon' lie, that's the main reason for this no end. I ain't sober, you probably already know it. running from the baby like where you going? Yeah, your love is breaking my heart. It's just been tearing me apart. Don't wanna have another scar. That's when life gets hard. I know that I hurt you, I'm sorry. But if you feel away, just call me. Normally, I don't really care. You were never there. Didn't wanna get committed to you. I was never scared. Pull it up just so I can smoke my pain away. But I notice it don't change a thing. I just wanted to move on to the finer things. But you always just be tripping off the minor things. You don't know about my past, so why you speaking on it? That's my kid, I'm dirty, I swear he be tweaking on it. It's at your shoulder, no muscle, why you leaning on it? Yeah, I do this shit for real and I'm just being honest. How you know about my past? You don't even know. Every day I go through things with feelings I don't show. Sometimes you only got yourself and they ain't even close. But I always want you here when I need you the most. I know that I hurt you, I'm sorry. But if you feel away, just call me. Normally, I don't really care. You were never there. Didn't want to get committed to you. I was never scared. Pull it up just so I can smoke my pain away. But I notice it don't change a thing. I just wanted to move on to the finer things. But you always just be tripping off the minor things.
Hey, it's my homie Javen's birthday today, so I hope y'all wish him a happy birthday if y'all haven't taken already.
Yo. She's I ain't taking the time. You ain't her, but I'm somewhere in Mars.
Hold on. You didn't see what everybody else did apparently. Stand right there, please. We need to make sure that he feels this black joy. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kobayas Young. We got to make sure that we give out love to our people. We got to make sure that we give flowers out every opportunity we get. This life is short. We need to let people know that we have their back. Now, our next... Well, first and foremost, is everybody having a good time? Yeah! Come on, you guys can do better than that. You having a good time? That's what I wanted to hear. Now, our next performer is a Seaside High alumni. Please give a round of applause to Sydney Johnson.
All right, hey everybody, happy Black Joy Experience Day. I went to Seaside, graduated in 2019, and today I'm going to be presenting or performing a poem. So when we talk about Black joy, you know, we have to be real with ourselves. Not everything about the Black experience or the lived experience is happiness and peace. Ooh, that's feedback. Okay. And so my go-to in the dark moments is always God. And so I wrote a poem called Does God Ever Get Sad? Thank you. Does God ever get sad, knowing how things play out? Already understanding why things are the way they are? Watching us go through bouts of pain while loving us. It must hurt to see us wither and writhe, to see us panic and cry, to endure the view of seeing us getting burned by our mistakes or falling victims to another lies. To watch us pull away and push while our wounds bleed, taking on the role of caregiver and doctor, waiting on us to allow him to heal while we scream out in agony. I wonder if the rain is just his tears, the storms, his frustration, sending down rays of lightning to remind us that it is light that has power, while seeing the darkness of this world create illusions to trick us of its existence. Lord, sometimes I do feel trapped here. You know the emotions that laid hidden in my heart. Do you ever get sad to know that they are there? The creation you gave life, wanting you to take it back? It leaves me in deep thought to think about how you already seen the end, how you created a path so specific and intentional that it is impossible to think that you are not the one who creates. I wonder how you feel when you see your own get murdered, beaten, broken, and raped. You watch, you stare. I know it must hurt to always have to always be there. I bet it makes you want to scream, to be full of nothing but goodness because it's what you are, but to see people try to twist you into actions that are nowhere close to what that last statement means. That all must be the ultimate pain to bear, the heaviest emotion, and yet you still give the gift of grace and peace. I can't help but be dazed by it all, the feeling of watching the ones you love suffer the most. Do a few tears slip past your eyes when you have to do so? How does the rage in your heart remain contained when you're forced to see what they did to what you made? The one who cares about all, but having to see the all is not cared about by themselves. Although you know how everything falls together, I wonder if it gets disappointing, yet you still love, and that's the biggest strength. To remain the epitome of joy and good energy, while being the shoulder that is needed to lean on, and you absorb it all away. This feeling of being blue, from me. I wonder if you feel it too, when I cry into the sheets, or struggle to live, or even to breathe, as you whisper, "This is all worth it, Sid. I promise it's worth it, and you help me manage to survive." I wonder if it hurts you to see me like this, making it harder for me to build as I keep crumbling, trying to keep me afloat as I beg you to finally let me drown. I wonder how that all feels, and if the one who is always up ever has a chance to feel down. So I pose the question, does God ever get sad to see what he knows play out? Does God ever get mad? Or is he always happy? And is he always content? Or does God feel something when I pray and I vent? The all-knowing, knowing all, that must be a lot to keep up. But you do it anyways, and it's in you that I trust. Thank you.
No. Stand right here. I don't even want to be in the way of it. Ladies and gentlemen, one big round of applause for Sydney Johnson, please. Thank you very much, Sydney. You guys having a good time? Yeah! You feeling the joy? Yeah! I don't think, that didn't sound like, you feeling the joy? Yeah! Oh, thank you. Our fourth and final performer, I didn't realize this, but I've been listening. Our fourth and final performer is you, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you give yourself Black Joy and the people around you. Thank you so much for coming out to the Black Joy event. Make sure that you go by the vendors before you leave, and make sure that you spread love wherever you go. My name is Maddox. I've been your host. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
What's going on? I'm Ray. I'm here with Maddox. You were the spokesperson for the
For Black Joy today.
Joy. What is it you stand for? I heard that you were like an activist.
I am. I like to think of myself as an accidental activist, kind of. Sometimes you see things in a community that need to be fixed, and you just take it upon yourself to try to assist in fixing those things. And one of those things is not only community cohesiveness, but community joy, and specifically today, Black Joy, and kind of uplifting the hearts and the spirits of the community.
Very nice, very nice. I had another question, man. I was going to ask. You enjoy yourself today?
I did enjoy myself today, and I think the crowd enjoyed themselves as well. Sometimes it's tricky when it's different age brackets, the staff, people that are in the community, and me and some other people. There was a little bit of an age gap, but I think joy is the cornerstone of community. So once you have joy, whatever prefix you put on, it doesn't really matter. Once you have joy in the community, then I think everybody's life is just a little bit better.
We had some performers though.
Yep, we did have some performers. We had a speaker, Nathaniel Sawyer, who's an amazing activist, and I met during the 2020 protests, and we've become friends since that. He did a poem by Langston Hughes. We had Sydney Johnson that did a poem that she had done already. She's Seaside alumni. And we also had Kobayas Young, who did 3 tracks that he just put together, and he's also Seaside alumni. So we're able to have people that came to the community and assisted, and also people that were born and raised in the community and assisting from their angle.
Very nice.
Actually, I have a question. So what do you feel like are your major accomplishments or milestones as an activist?
2 years ago, I was inducted into the Library of Congress. So that for me is a big deal, because anything that has my name attached to it, it's chronicled in the Library of Congress. So for me, my job is to make sure that my name is attached to things like this and good things, so that 100, 200 years from now, they can look back and see what we tried to accomplish and maybe build on top of it. So I'd say the biggest accomplishment I've ever had is being inducted into the Library of Congress.
Very nice. A very awesome dude right here. Thank you for your thank you for your time.
Hey, I'm a veteran. It's okay.
You're a veteran?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, really? What
yeah,
branch?
Army, 11 years.
Army, very nice.
Yeah.
I just like sometime last year, I signed my contract with the Navy.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it's like November or September. I can't remember.
What you'll find is when you get in, you'll find in the armed forces, there's a whole lot of people that take things like honor and value and valor seriously.
Yeah, my family takes honor very seriously.
So,
yeah.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thinking of it this way now, as a civilian, thank you for your upcoming service.
Well, thank you for your service.
Absolutely. Pleasure to meet you, bro.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Thank you so much.